So last week we finished to deal with this program. This problem is about the advanced smart learning tool. So when we try to create the math program, this one, I think you have the report last time. We just generate one question. What is wrong? Okay. So last time we just generate one time. Okay. So we can use loop to generate the question repeatedly. So let's see. I have the repeat subtraction quiz. Okay. So this repetition is to show when the answer is wrong, then we will repeat until the answer is correct. If you run this, what is 3 minus 1? So I give 5, then wrong answer. Try again. What is 3 minus 1? If I give 3, wrong answer. What is 3 minus 1? If I give 2, okay, you got it. Then it is correct. Actually, I missed this one. You can see the subtraction quiz loop. There's another code that I gave to you. So in this code, you will generate a random number and we can check the time. So how long does it take for a person to solve the problem? And now we are creating one variable which is about correct count. So whenever you give the correct answer, then this will be added by 1. Now we will have 5 questions. At the first time, we want to get the start time. So whenever the quiz starts, it will check the time. And then we will do the while. In this case, we are checking how many numbers, how many questions that you need to do. Because we have 5, then there will be 5 questions. And then if the count does not reach the number of questions, then it will keep looping. The same with the previous code. We have the random integer 0 until 9, 0 until 9, and then we will do the swap if the n1 is less than 2. And then we will do the question. If the answer is okay, then you will just give the correct. You are correct. And then the correct count will be added by 1. But if the answer is wrong, then we will keep asking. Okay. Oh, sorry. If the answer is wrong, then you will see the result, then your answer is wrong. And then you will get the +1 for the count, but not the correct count. So let's see this one. What is 6 minus 2? So if it is 4, okay, you are correct. Then you will get 1. What is 9 minus 1? Let's say I give the correct answer. What is 9 minus 1? Let me give the wrong. Okay. The answer is wrong. 9 minus 1 should be 8. Okay. What is 6 minus 1? Let's say I give correct. You are correct. What is 4 minus 3? I give the correct. So the correct count is 4 out of 5. There are 5 questions and 4 of them are correct. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there is one answer is wrong. The last one, we can see the test time. So the test time is 32 seconds. So at the last statement here, we can get the end time. Okay? The end time means the time that you finish. And this is the start time, the time when you start the program. And when you want to check the test time, it means we want to subtract the end time and the start time. We can make it as integer. It means it will be in the second. So we will print the last one, which is the correct count. The correct count will be printed out of how many questions you have. And then test time means the time that you do this program. Okay. Guessing number. So we can guess any random number in between 0 until 100 inclusively. So yeah, let's write the program. And the program prompts the user to enter the number continuously until the number matches the randomly generated number. And for each input, the program tells the user whether the input is too low or too high. So the user can choose the input intelligently. Now, let me use the guess number one time. Guess number one time. If I run this, guess a magic number between 0 until 100. So if I select 50, finish. Your guess is 2. So we just use the common selection if like this one. And then if I try with the loop, I will do the random number. And then let's print guess a magic number between 0 and 100. And I put the initial value as -1. And then I will make the statement to check the loop. So do you know why I need to give -1? Why I need to give this -1? Yeah. Okay, that's correct. Because the random integer is between 0 until 100. If you give any number, like say I give 1, what happens? There is a possibility that you cannot enter this one. What is this one? This condition is true when the guess not equal to number. What is guess not equal to number? The guess is this number and the number is a random integer. So if the number is positive, then there is a possibility that it will enter this loop. So if I give -1, it will never be the same with this. How about if I give -10? Is it okay? Is it okay? Yes, actually it's okay. How about if I give -100? Yeah, this is okay because the random integer is between 0 until 100. So any value which is not 0 until 100, you can put in the guess. Or maybe I want to say that can I put 1000? No, that's okay, because the value that you want to make in this random is in between 0 until 100. So this number will be above the random integer. Then any value, as long as it is higher than 100 or less than 0, it is okay. Okay. So later you will learn in the operation research or some other subjects, there will be some big M or big numbers. So the big numbers can be anything. Let's say I can define this one as 9999999. So it's also a big number. Then it is also fine. Let me just keep with the -1 for the easy implementation. So if the guess not equal to number, then okay, let's give this prompt. If the guess equal to the number, then you will print yes, the number is this one. If this one and else this one. So that if you run this, yeah, I guess you already know this one. 50. Your guess is too high. Then 25. Your guess is too low. 40. Your guess is too high. 35. Your guess is too low. 38. Your guess is too low. 39. Okay, the number is 39. Okay. So we can just use this kind of value to make the number guessing problem. Okay. So we have the problem, okay, when we have the loop, we can end the loop with a sentinel value. What does it mean by sentinel value? Often the number of times a loop is executed is not predetermined. So when you do loop, okay, you can loop for 5 times, or you can loop for 10 times, or you can loop until n times. I do not know how many times that I want to do the loop. So you can use input value to signify the end of the loop. So such a value is known as sentinel value. So if we define 5, okay, it will be 5 times. If you define 10, it will be 10 times. Or you can define by yourself, for example, if I press enter, fins. Or if I put -1, then fins. This sentinel value, it must be distinctive enough, so as not to be mistaken for a regular value in the sequence. So write a program that reads and calculates the sum of an unspecified number of integers. The input 0 signifies the end of the input. So if you input 0, let's finish the program. Let's see the sentinel value.py. So we are going to input any value. So we are going to enter an integer. The input ends if it is 0. So I have sum equals to 0. While data is not equal to 0, then I would like to sum the data. Sum equal plus equal data. What does it mean? This is sum equal to sum plus data. Okay. So the variable sum will be added with the value in the variable data. So I will get another data, and after this it will check again whether the data is not equal to 0. If the data is not equal to 0, then we will do again. So as long as the data is not 0, it will keep looping. So I will do one. Enter an integer. The input ends if it is 0. So I will input 5. So it will keep telling you to input any integer. Let me give 2. It keeps doing the program. Let me give -6. Let me give 9. Let me give 55. Let me give -10. Okay, so let's give 0. Then it shows the summation. You can check this one: 5 plus 2 minus 6 plus 9 plus 55 minus 10. Then the result will be 51. Okay. And this is the program. Note that there will be a numerical errors. There will be numerical errors when it involves floating point numbers. So I give you some link if you want to check what is this issues and limitations. So they describe what are the problems of the floating point. So for example, here, so they give explanation about the floating point numbers. And as you can see, yeah, there are some ways to explain the floating point. For example, if you have this kind of notation, do you still remember what is it? 1.79 E308. What does it mean? It means that it is 1.79 multiplied by 10 power 308. And in this number, is very huge number. But when you put this number 1.8 multiplied by 10 power of 308, what you can see in the pattern, it will be IN. What does it mean by IN? It is infinite. Okay. Infinite means there is no number because it is too big. Okay. So there are many other problems with the floating point. For example, this one, e power of -325. It's similar with this one. Okay. Then if it is nearby 0, then the computer will just give you 0. But actually this is not 0. What is the limit? This is the limit. The 325 for being a 0. And for being the infinite, this is the limit. Okay, so you cannot exceed this limit. Okay, thank you for your good questions. And sometimes you need to make a kind of complex number. Complex number is like the imaginary number. So you can put 3 and other things. Okay, so you can look at this. You can look at this web. Okay, I will not explain more. Now, what I want to explain to you is when you have the condition with the floating number, there will be a problem. So there's an example that sum a series that starts with 0.01 and then ends with 1.0. The numbers in the series will increment by 0.01. So 0.01 plus 0.02 plus 0.03 and so on. And we expect to reach until 1.0. But is it okay to do this one? Let's see test sum.py. I have the test sum.py. Sum equals to 0. And then I want to start the I by 0.01. If I is less than equal to 1.0, then do the summation plus equal I. What does it mean? It is the sum equals to sum plus I. So sum will be added with I. What is I? I initially is 0.01. And now I will be added by 0.01. So the new I will be 0.01 plus 0.01. Then it will be 0.02. And then we will check. I is less than 1.0. Yes. So we will do another summation. Sum will be added by 0.02. Now 0.02 plus 0.01. Then it will be 0.03. And then it will be accumulated until we reach 1. And then I want to check the summation. So you will see the result is 49.5. But actually, the correct result is 50.1. So this is the actual result. So what happened? So I give the explanation, this one. For each iteration in the loop, I is incremented by 0.01. So this is incremented by 0.01. When the loop ends, the I value is slightly larger than 1, not exactly 1. So when it is 1 something, this one, it is not exactly 1, but it is like 1.00000 something. So it caused the last I value not to be added into the sum. So the fundamental problem is that the floating point numbers are represented by approximation. That's why you will see like this one. You know that you will just use the 0.01, but at the end you have 49.500000003. So please be careful when you do this kind of mathematical problems with floating point. Okay. So please be careful with this kind of numerical errors with the floating point numbers. Do not use floating point values for equality checking in the loop control, since the floating point values are approximation. So there is no exact value. So using them could result in imprecise counter values, and it will give you the inaccurate results. So for example, like this one, item equals to 1 and sum equals to 0, while item not equal to 0, item is 1. Well, item is not 0, then okay, no problem. So we have this one, sum plus equal item. This is okay. But now item minus equal to 0 point. Let me check. This code, it seems okay. No problem. But when you run, okay, so I will put this one. You see nothing. Why? Nothing happened. Actually, now it is infinite loop. You cannot get the result. So you need to stop your program. What happened to this one? So if you want to check, you can do print item here. And then you can run again. So it will keep decreasing. This is the problem of the floating point. So whenever you do the calculation with floating point, like this one, please be careful, because there is no precise value. Item equals to 0, there is no guarantee that item will be 0. So variable item starts with 1 and is reduced by 0.1 every time the loop body is executed. So the loop should terminate when item becomes 0. However, there is no guarantee that item will be exactly 0 because of the floating point arithmetic is approximate. So the loop seems okay on the surface, but it is actually an infinite loop. Okay. So when you do this kind of loop, please be careful. When we do the loop, there is another kind of syntax to indicate the loop, which is the for loop. So the for loop means we want to use the count control. Count control means we want to iterate in a specific number of times. So you already determine, okay, I want to loop 5 times, or I want to loop 10 times. So it is the count control. Use a for statement to write a count control loop. It's designed to work with a sequence of data item, and then it iterates once for each item in the sequence. So the general format will be something like this. for any variable in the sequence of item, we have value 1, we have value 2, and so on. So let's do some statement. The target variable means the variable which is the target for the assignment at the beginning of its iteration. So this is the target variable. So you will check what is the inside of this particular element. Now let's see. We have for loop with a list. Okay, maybe we will learn more about list later. But for now, let's think that a list is a collection of data, and we need to use the square bracket. So this is the square bracket. And we have list with 5 elements, which is a number from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to check this loop. So I can do something like this. For I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those numbers are in the bracket like this one. So if you do the loop, the I will start from the beginning of the data. So I will start from the first, which is 1. Now it goes to the next statement and then it prints the I. What is I? Because I has been in the first element, then we will print 1. After we finish with the first element, it goes to the next element. So now I is 2. After we finish with the second element, we go to the next element, which is 3. After we finish, we go to the next, which is 4. And then after we finish, we go to the next, which is 5. And after we finish with everything, we finish the loop. So it is a sequence from the beginning until the end. In the loop, in a for loop, we can use range function. So the range function in the for loop, it simplifies the process of writing for loop. And we have range. It is to return the iterable object. What is the meaning by iterable? It contains a sequence of value that can be iterated over. So there are 3 kinds of range that I will explain to you. Range with 1 argument, range with 2 arguments, and range with 3 arguments. Range with 1 argument means it used as ending limit. Range with 2 arguments, it starts value and ending limit. Range with 3 arguments, we have step value. So let's see. We have the range with 1 argument. 1 argument means we have only 1 value inside this bracket. We have only 1 value. For example, for I in range 4. So when you print it, you will see the 0, 1, 2, 3. So please note that if you have only 1 number or 1 argument, the I will start from 0. I start from 0. We have 2 arguments. The 2 argument means we have the starting value and we have the ending limit. So the first value is the initial value and the other is the end value. Now we can have for I in range the initial value and the end value. We can do something in the body, or we can also use like this one in the while loop. I is the initial value, and then what is the variable, and then if the I is less than the end value, then do something, and then we will add by 1. So for example, this is 2 arguments. In the 2 arguments, we have the initial value, which is 4, and we have the end value, which is 8. So when we have the variable v in the range of 4 and 8, so the result will be 4, 5, 6, 7. Why 7? Why not 8? Because it is the rule in Python. We will print 4 until the end value minus 1. Okay. So if you put 4, 8, the value will be 4, 5, 6, 7. If you put 3, 7, range 3, 7, what is the result? 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 will not be included because it is minus 1. Next, if you have range 1, 4, 1 to 3. If you have range 1, 2, then it is only 1. Okay. We can also have 3 arguments. If it is 3 arguments, it means we have the initial value, we have the end value, and then we do the step. The step means how many steps you want to do for the range in between the initial value and the end value. So I have 3 until 9. So you can imagine this is range 3, 9. What is 3, 9? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the standard equals to range 3, 9, 1. But if we have range 3, 9, 2, it means we will do every 2 steps. So 3, and then what about 4? We will skip, and then we will go to 5. What about 6? We will skip, so we will go to 7. What about 8? We will skip, because the last one is 9 minus 1, which is 8. So we stop. Okay. So 2 means we will do every 2. So 3, and then 5, and then 7. And this iterable sequence, it can also work from the highest to the lowest. So the range function can be used to generate sequence with number in descending order. For example, I have range 5 until 1, and then I make minus 1. So this will be 5, 4, 3, 2. So for v in range 5, 1 minus 1, print v. So we will do the decrement. Okay. So we already learned many things about for loop. Now we are going to learn about nested loop. What is nested loop? So nested loop is loop that is contained inside another loop. So we have for, and then we have another for. In the loop goes through all of its iteration for each iteration of the outer loop. So we will learn what is outer loop, what is inner loop. Inner loops complete their iteration faster than the outer loops. And the total number of iteration in the nested loop means the number of iteration inner multiplied by the number iteration outer. So we have inner, we have outer. Let's see this one. Maybe let's do something with practice this one. For I in range for I in range 10. Okay, so I can print I, then the result will be 0 until 9. If I put 5, 10, then the result will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. If I put comma 2, then the result will be 5, 7, 9. Okay. If I put -1, what happened? Nothing. Okay. If I put this one 10 to 5, then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay. So I can also do this one 5 with another 4, j in range 1, 5. Okay. So I have multiple 4 or nested 4. So it will print 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay. Or you can use this one, print I, j. So I have the I and j. Maybe let me just use 4. So I have the I, and after I have the I will go to the j. So j will start from 1. After we finish with this j, 1, and then we go to the next j first, which is 2. What about I? I will still 1. Okay. So I will be still 1 and j becomes 2. I will be still 1, j becomes 3. I will be next after we finish this loop. So after we finish this loop, we will go back to the I, and then I becomes 2. Now j will start again from 1. So I is 2 and then j 1. I is 2 and then j is 2. I is 2 and then j 3. Now I becomes 3 and then j is 1, I3, j is 2, I3 and j is 3. And then last one, when I equals to 4, j is 1, j is 2 and j is 3 and finish. So this is the nested loop. So the number iteration will be 4 multiplied by 3, which is 12. Because we have 4 times of the first loop and 3 times of the second loop. Okay. I will stop here first. Let's have a break. I will continue after the break.